trying out the live feature, so y'all bear with us. We haven't posted in a while because we were actually head down deep in research. But before I start rambling on, today's August 23rd, and Simon.
Oh yeah, we are filming live from Hooky Pico, Mexico. If I said that right.
With his Midwest accent.
Yes, yes indeed. So today is August 23rd. We are having dinner at a local diner. But first and foremost, I want to shout out my father. A heavenly happy birthday to Staff Sergeant Reginald Earl Simon Jr. Want to shout him out. A great man, a very great man. I wouldn't be where I was, where I am today without him. And so we definitely want to shout him out, right?
Absolutely.
And, you know, also for the OGs, triple OGs, we got to shout out the Black Mamba. Happy heavenly birthday to the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. So you know we're going to get that in order. But so what we're basically going to do, we got a series that we put together, and we're going to go over some things that my beautiful wife has discovered. She's found, and she wants to bring to light to the people. And it's very interesting information that you really could go deep down the rabbit hole on if you really want to. So, you know, we're going to give you the surface part right now, but, you know, we may get into the rabbit hole.
We eventually want y'all to jump down the rabbit hole with us, but not today.
So I'm going to let her go in and see what we can come through.
So first and foremost, we developed a series.
Oh, I was going to say refresh. I'm sorry.
I can't refresh. Okay. First and foremost, we developed a series called Getting the House in Order. It's not even called Getting Your House in Order. It's called Getting the House in Order because there's a series of world events that are now domino effect, into something that's going to probably work and be well without the average person's control. So while you guys are on this channel, we've been talking about dollar cost averaging, get you some precious metals so you can barter with, and this and that and the third. We're now going to start to give you some world event information that you can tie to understanding why it's so important to find ways to provide safe havens for your economic energy. The energy you put in earning your money and saving it and maintaining some type of power to your purchases.
Yes.
Okay? So today I'm going to discuss with you guys the smart cities. Well, first let's talk about BRICS. And then I'm going to take you all the way around the block. So BRICS Nation is deciding to create what's called a BRIC currency. We don't know what that currency is going to be yet, but what we do know is that one BRIC currency is going to be 55 to 57 US dollars. Okay. We kind of thought it was odd that our current sitting president and current vice president didn't seem to bat an eye at the news, right? Okay, interesting. The United States has never taken things lightly, right? They always come out with this great speech of resolve and how we're going to do what we can to maintain as a nation, so on and so forth. And we started to look into it, and this is how we ended up down this rabbit hole that we're going to be popping into today. So, what is happening is there's now a World Economic Forum, and there's been a World Economic Forum for some time. So, we are looking at not the beginning, but the blossoming of the one world government talked about in biblical prophecy. Now, here's the thing. If you guys are not believers, if you don't believe in God, if you don't like hearing podcasts that talk about the living God and so on and so forth, people who are offended when they hear about God, people who are turned off by information that's laced with biblical scripture, biblical quotes, and so on and so forth. That's where all the truth is now. So they've been baby stepping you to be offended by that in order, because they knew this was coming. So now that we're getting on the ground information, accurate information from people who were there. It is going to be laced with biblical scriptures and quotes. People are going to do the prayer of repentance with you and so on and so forth, because 310 biblical prophecies have already been fulfilled. This is just the time that we live in. We are living in biblical times. With that being said, the World Economic Forum, that one world government, is establishing what are called smart cities. And they've been baby stepping us for a long time. Gentrification, which has been the topic for the last several years, is really the beginning of the smart city. What they've been doing is that they've been ushering people back towards the city centers. Okay? Why? Because a smart city is going, especially in the United States, in the Western world, is going to be where we're going to develop these cities where you cannot pass 15 minutes throughout the city. So that city next door, you are not permitted to access. They're not going to have barricades or barriers or anything like that. They're going to have electronic gates. They're going to have electronic barriers. They're going to have kill switches in your mandatory electronic cars, so on and so forth. If you do have to go, let's say from Lakeview to Rockville Center, for my Long Islanders, he's from Cincinnati, we're talking Mount Healthy to Seven Hills or Mount Healthy to College Hill. I'm literally talking about the town next door. You're going to have to get some type of pass or permit. You're likely going to have to pay for it. Now, in other parts of the world, and that's what we're going to talk about today, because this is where it's actually happening first, I want to show you the smart city that they are developing in Saudi Arabia. Okay? This smart city is going to be one building. It is going to house 9 million people. It's going to house 9 million people. It's going to have stores. Everything is a 5-minute walk away from where you reside. They're going to have terraform, which is, beautiful greenery and stuff all over the building, green space, so on and so forth. And this architectural design is basically engulfed in the middle of the desert. Okay, and here go your biblical terms, right? I'm going to have you guys watch the video on your own, because the video is not playing sound here. But I do want to show you some of the video, and then I'm going to send you to look at the video yourself. It is encroached between the mountains, the upper valley, and the Red Sea flows into it in order to provide sustainable water. Very biblical terms. The mountain of God, the upper valley that is used multiple times in Psalms and in other parts of the Bible, and obviously the Bible's favorite character, the Red Sea. Okay, so they're gonna dress this as a divine way of living. It is community that cares about each other. It is a society that cares about its citizens. When you guys watch the video on your own, and I absolutely want you to do that so you can see what I'm talking about. And I absolutely want you to see what I'm talking about. I'm sorry, y'all. We're just having a little bit of trouble here. The video's gone. I'm hoping y'all can still see me. But when you guys see the video that I'm talking about, I just want you to listen to the words that they use to perform that psychological, this is why I don't want to go live.
Psychological what? What you say? Warfare?
The video's not going anymore.
Keep it going. Psychological warfare.
The video is not going anymore. It's not.
And
we're having trouble with the video. Just give me 1 second, y'all, because I do want to show you the. We're back. So sorry about that. So I'm going to show you a quick clip from the video. You're not going to get any audio, and that's okay. I saw somebody in the comments saying there's a very narrow wall. Yes, because what they did was they're taking a city in multiple cities of 50 million citizens, and they're collapsing it in on itself. And I want to show you exactly what that looks like. I don't know why this is giving us such a hard time today. See, y'all, we want to tell y'all the truth, and it's giving us a hard time.
No worries.
Anyway, I don't know. This was not giving us trouble before, but what you need to do is Google Smart City Saudi Arabia. I think it's a 7 or 8 minute video. There's a theoretical physicist. Many of you he may be familiar to many of you. And he's going to walk you through on what that building absolutely looks like. They're going to show you how it is encased in basically the desert and water, obviously the Red Sea. So basically, it's a supermax prison. Ultimately, that's what it is. Singapore is going to have a similar smart city. Very quickly, I'm going to tell you about the smart cities in the Western world. So the smart city in the Western world, right now, this has already been passed in Oxford, England. They broke the provinces up into 6 parts,
Yes.
and the 6 provinces are separated by e-gates. They also have to have mandatory smart cars by I'm not sure what time period, but it's going to be heavy punitive fining if they don't have it by that date. And um, when you search smartcity.com or smartcities.com, they're going to show you multiple cute little videos, animated. Tom's on his way to work. Every single street light within that 15-minute radius from the houses where you can travel is gathering and sending information to make it convenient for you to find parking spaces, to know where you can hook up your electrical car. But basically, it's Big Brother watching you. Now, go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I was just saying yes, indeed, because we always circle this back around to being about assets and arbitrage. So we're talking about our assets in these smart cities. So you want to, as far as what we are like Bitcoin, you want to definitely have your assets locked away, tightly locked away. If you are going to, kind of be slow walked into these smart cities, because they're setting you up. I mean, they're setting us all up, right? And
For a
so,
more communist type socialism.
yeah, like socialism. Some people would say Marxism. And so you want to have your assets locked up, taken care of. Definitely if you're going to have some physical assets like we talk about with physical gold and silver, precious metals, you definitely want to have those under storage where they can't get their hands on it. So this is it. I mean, they're rolling this thing out. They're rolling this thing out. They're trying to take stuff from the average Joe, right? They say Joe bag of donuts. Trying to take it from the average Joe. So we got to have our assets locked up, locked away, and you know, so that they can't get their hands on it, the greedy hands on it, right?
Two, make sure that for those of you who like to dilly dally on multiple exchanges, don't keep any of your assets on an exchange. I know this is big in the crypto community. Most crypto community members yell from the rooftops, please don't keep your assets on an exchange. I saw recently, and I can't remember the name of the exchange, but 110,000 wallets were leaked. Now, I don't know if that was by accident or on purpose, right? But if the governments or corporations, because remember, this one world government is basically going to be one big nasty corporation. If they say we're going to pay you X number of millions of dollars for the wallet you have on there because we want to seize those assets, done, right? That's in their best interest to move that way. And sorry for you who had your assets on those exchanges, the accidental leaks, the rug pulls, right? It's just a way to protect yourself from. It's already risky, right?
Yep.
But it's just another way to mitigate some of that third party risk.
Yeah, and so that's the thing. You have to be strategic. We've talked about this many times. Being strategic, having that macro view, right? Even in the Bitcoin community, when in doubt, zoom out. But even the world vision. You need to zoom out and see what's going on, see what's coming, see what they are doing, right? These things are, they're slow rolling, right? They're slow moving, hard to roll out, but they're coming.
But once the ball gets rolling, it's going to crush everyone in this path.
Yeah, so you want to get in front of this stuff. You want to get in front of this stuff, front run, like we used to say, front run the trades, put your money where smart money is going, and just be prepared for what is to come, and also have your family prepared, your generations behind you. We talk about generational wealth. Yes, you build generational wealth for your family, but also you have to protect them and give them knowledge on what is to come. They didn't grow up in the way we grew up. We didn't grow up like our parents. So you got to give them the game so they understand how to navigate through all this messiness. I call it messiness. What do you call it?
It's a hot mess.
Yeah.
So with the smart city in Saudi Arabia, and the reason why I'm harping on the city is because I want to start calling it Supermax. Call it Supermax 1. Right? It's basically the Supermax prison. Supermax, the way that it's being built and the way that it's being structured. Anytime you do that, you lose the camera.
Okay.
The way that it's being built and the way that it's being structured, everything's 5 minutes away. So if everything's 5 minutes away and within walking distance, where's your car? Oh, you don't have a car, right? You just don't have one. That means your travel is restricted to this building. And when you see how it's built, you'll understand the level of control that is involved within this building. We used to talk to you guys about traveling to clear your head, traveling to form a bubble so that you can create a plan, so you can see how you'd like to do things in different places you can go to leverage what you make versus, what the country's currency is. That's out, right? If you didn't get a chance to do that, they're still going to issue the passport, but now you just can't leave. If anybody's ever seen that movie. They are... Go ahead.
No, yes. I mean, I just like the reference. I like the movie reference.
Even domestic travel in the United States, they are timing out at the gate. If you're trying to go from Atlanta to Orlando, people are having significant problems doing that. So for now, you can, rent a car and drive. You can hop in your car and drive. If you're having trouble flying domestically, international travel is a mess. And it's going to continue to get tighter and tighter and tighter in its restrictions. So there's that, right? And you notice the smart cities are designed to keep people from traveling. They are using terms like we are networks, right? We're physical networks. All that means is it's easier for Big Brother to watch, gather the information about you, know what you're watching, what you're listening to, what you're talking about, what you're eating, where you're going, how you go there, what you dress, how you dress, etc., etc., etc. For my Black Mirror fans, for those of you who remember the episode of Social Credits, it was a young girl in some part of Asia, I'm going to say Japan for now. Their social credits at the time were actually social media credits. And I don't know if you guys remember this episode. For those who are not familiar, I'm just going to run it down real quick. The young lady made anything to eat. Her landlord was ready to kick her out because her social credits had completely died. Okay. Social credits in our time, in our future, are carbon footprint credits, right? Black Mirror was trying to show you what this dystopian future was going to look like. Our credits aren't social media credits. It is carbon footprint credits. So how the smart cities work is, if you're a good citizen, if you're a good community member, you'll have these carbon footprint credits that you'll begin to, I'm going to say develop, because I'm not really sure how it's going to roll out yet. If your carbon footprint gets to be too big, they're going to shut stuff down. You don't get your third meal for the day. You're not going to be able to buy this thing. You're not going to be able to travel the 15 minutes. You're like grounded. You have to stay in your house on this day. So we want to start looking at how they're going to use punitive actions against you.
Right.
Did we lose it again?
Yeah, that's okay. I got it back.
And we keep losing the feed, and I'm not sure why, y'all. But anyhow, we just wanted to introduce that to you. When you guys get a chance, go ahead and Google Smart City, Saudi Arabia. It's a short video. Go ahead and watch it. The other thing I want you to Google is smartcity.com. That's very important. They're going to show you a cute little animated video, but I want you to watch the words that pop up on the video. Hi, you guys. Hi, Dearbit. Hi, Crypto Work. We've been having a lot of technical difficulties with this live feed. And the very last thing I want to get into, the information is everywhere right now. It's abundant. You can find it anywhere. Facebook, TikTok especially. TikTok is like the king of what used to be conspiracy theorists are now basically your media, because actual media is controlled by the same people who are ushering you into a supermax prison. So while the information is abound, you really want to do what you can to get as much of it as possible, because the pendulum's going to swing and information is going to become extremely scarce. It's going to be heavily censored. They're only going to tell you what you want to know, and you can't get any information out of that. Google's already beginning to do that. And we're going to talk more about that in episode 2. We just wanted to pop in and kind of get this series started. We'll definitely have a great show for you guys next week. I'm probably not going to do it live. And we miss you guys and hope to see you guys next week. Go back to the